So the worst part about using muriatic acid is everything that's metal, which includes all of your bolts, will rust. And I mean, they rust, well, it's been 2 days for me. It all rusted, you know, just surface, but it also left like powdery aluminum on everything, which isn't no big deal, you know. This stuff can all be cleaned again, and you could spray it down with oil or whatnot, but it's just an aggravation. It's just powder. It's not ate into it, so you ain't got to worry about messing up your gasket seals or anything like that. But I got it up on the picker right now, sitting flat because there's things going on, and I'm gonna try to get it somewhat situated to where I ain't gotta worry about people messing with it. Some of the things I do have to figure out though is the oil pressure. I need to change that because it won't work with the Intellitronics gauges I got, the digital gauges, and the temp sensor. They came in the kit, but I don't know if I can actually just put them on, because this was in the harness already and I'd like to keep it in the harness, but this one's not in the harness. The aftermarket eBay harness, it's not in there. The oil pressure isn't. So we'll figure that out and see more of that powder. It's like body filler powder. I mean, that's how thin it is. But I'll clean all that up again, and I'm either going to hit it with some kind of aluminum sealer, or I will be painting them. I think I'll paint them blue to match the engine and stuff. Give it a little bit more blue to it. I need to try to, I guess you would say, cut off a lot of the meat on them coil mounts, because they look like crap. But we'll figure that all out as time goes. I would really like to get the block painted, because once I have the block painted and I can remove all this crap back here, these hoses, I can actually pull the cross member of the trans off, because I think I'm going to have to modify that to fit the exhaust, and then I can just stuff the engine in there and it'll be fine for now. But till then, I need to get the mount off of this side and clean it more. Start wire wheeling. Well, I'm losing the light, but I'm ready to prime. I've got my board here to where I ain't gotta sit and fight everything. Just do that and pop, hit it with some primer. Same way around the back. Hold it and hit it. Bend the board, do whatever you gotta do. Get her in there. All the way around. I have to change this sensor right here, so I'm not worried about it. That one's fine. Paint on the outside ain't gonna hurt it. Probably gonna have to replace that dipstick, but it's seized in there. So for now, I'll just leave it alone. All that's ready to go. Again, board, cardboard anyway. Front, board. Now that I see it, I need to tape them off and cut them out with the razor blade. I don't want paint getting in there. Though I see people do it all the time. I don't want it. But got some duplicolor engine paint and a can. Yeah, it's just can paint. Just some can primer. Was it 500 degrees? But I only use VHT engine paint. This is GM blue. That's what color it's going to be. I'll tape them off and start spraying it down. So we got about 3 coats of primer on there, real nice and thick. We're gonna let that dry for about 20 or 30, and then we're gonna paint it. Trying to get this done so I can get it back down for the night and covered back up. Yes, I am leaving this outside. Nobody dares. They know better. But that's all looking good. Even though it's got the nasty oil pan and everything, it's still real good. A lot to do still. Shouldn't be showing that, but who cares, because it's in the garage. Yeah, I still got to clean a lot of parts. This is all LS stuff laying over here for now. Starter, I hope, still good. That's a bad alternator from the Caprice. It's a new alternator and bracketry and everything. I got to clean all that. Water pump's got to be cleaned. I do have to flush the motor out before I put it in, because I'm running the, what is it, just the universal yellow crap. Don't need any more of the red or anything. Don't need no Dex Cool. Intake still has to be stripped, cut, put in place with the other intake I have on the other side. Gearbox has to be put back on. And there is also, I need to put the springs back on after I do a little torch work. Put them back in there after I paint them. Paint the sway bar. But what I'd like to do is, by the end of next weekend, I would like to have it back on the ground and be stuffing the LS in it. So through the week, I need to get springs done, all the lines out. I'm thinking of pulling the cross member, making a jig, and then putting 2 big humps in it for the exhaust. I have to find a piston pusher, or whatever I call it, push rod that goes in there. I've lost. Got to replace that throttle cable with the LS throttle cable. But yeah, once it's back on the ground and the motor's in it, it's like, you know, not gonna be long, because at that point it's jack up the rear end. If I don't push it out, pull the bed off of it, and do the tank and fuel lines and everything with the bed off and the front clip off, and then, you know, put the bed back on, front clip back on, blah blah blah. Still got to put the windshield back in. Got to change to the solid glass back window. Super clean the interior. Finish that door panel and stuff. But it's coming along. And if you're wondering about that transmission, that is a 4L80E for the Caprice /55. Need to clean out all of the bleeder tubes or whatever them things are. Yeah, but it's coming pretty quick. Again, just gotta wait for this stuff to dry, and then I'll start basing it. Don't mind the barking stupid rat dogs, but we are blue, baby. That's coat number 1. I'm gonna do probably 2 more, but it looks good. Well, we are 2 coats in on the GM blue. It looks good. I think I'm going to do 1/3 coat, and it will be done. It's hard to hit all these, there's several cracks and crevices like underneath and everything. It's hard to get all that stuff. You gotta go so many different angles. But that is part 2, and I'll get to the 3rd coat here in a second. Well, in about 10 minutes.